warm welcome to Disky Talk with Luyolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Dstv Premiership action as I have a tactical pre-match analysis of Orlando Pirates versus Sekhukhune United. So when you do have a look at Orlando Pirates, they currently do sit in second on 50 points. And we have a look at Sekhukhune, they do currently sit in seventh on 36 points. So with Orlando Pirates then, the main objective then is to finish second. So that is what they are battling for. And if they are then to ensure that they can get a step closer to finishing second, it will be very vital that they do pick up 3 points. With Sekhukhune United, they are fighting for top 8. So to ensure that they can then strengthen their position within the top 8, 3 points also becomes very, very important within this encounter. However, let's get into the tactical pre-match analysis of this episode. So the blue team will represent Orlando Pirates and the red team will represent Sekhukhune United. With Orlando Pirates then, they do line up with the 4-2-3-1. The last time out then against Kaizer Chiefs, we did see that they started with both Erasmus and Zukamanja, where Erasmus started as a 10, Zukamanja started up front. Then you had Dlamini starting off the one side, and then you had Saleng starting off the one side as well. However, let's get then into the personnel. So in goals, you do have Chaene who starts in goals. At left back, you do then have Paseka Mako. As the left side at centre back, you've got Tapelo Kloki. Right side at centre back, you do have Sibisi. And then at right back, the last time out, we did see Shandu start, but he did go off injured. So when Hoto did come on, Hoto went to the left and then Marco went to the right. But I can imagine that coming up into this encounter, Monyane starts on the right-hand side. Within the heart of midfield, you've got a double pivot of Tim and Munare. And then, like I mentioned, the last time out, they started with Erasmus, Zukamanja, Saleng, and Dlamini. But how they can also look to start then is Dlamini as the 10, off the left-hand side, Hoto, off the right-hand side, Saleng. And then up front, they could look then to start with Zukamanja, or they could look to start with Erasmus. That is Orlando Pirates then with regards to their personnel within their 4-2-3-1. With regards to build-up, what are they trying to do? So in build-up then, both centre-backs open on either side of Chaene. You've got the full-backs deep and wide. Then you've got the double pivot there looking to act as first receivers. And then depending on which side they play. So for example, let's say they look to build up on the right-hand side. What you would see is that Monyane would occupy this deep pocket of space. Sometimes you'd see Monyane looking to advance, Saleng then looking to come in within that half space. And that is what then they would be looking to build up like. So Chaene then does become key in facilitating the build up for this Orlando Pirates side. Sometimes what you will see then is one of the centre backs looking to pass to him, and then they'd look to facilitate build up. When you move further forward then within the second and third phase, what do they look like? So when you have a look at this Orlando Pirates side then with regards to that, so let's make an example on the right hand side. So on the right-hand side, for example, let's say Monyane is offered width. Let's just push the rest of the players up front. So you have your double pivot there, got your 2 centre-backs there, and then you'd have Marco there. So say, for example, on the right-hand side, Monyane is offering width and he's offering maximum width. What you do have then is Saleng looking to drift into this half space, looking to overload, and you'd have them looking then to attack the box. So that is a picture that you'd see. Far side fullback then in Marco then would look to tuck in and ensure then that he does then offer them that stability with regards to being able to prepare then for the counter-attack and the offensive transitions from the opposition. Sometimes what you do see then with regards to this Orlando Pirates side is that Saleng would be wide and then Monyane would occupy this right-sided half space where it'd be looking to tuck in. And this is the relationship that they do enjoy with regards to their positional movement and with regards also then to positional rotations and the pocket of spaces then that they would be looking to occupy. So when Monyane then does come within that right side of space, then you'd have Saleng looking then to offer the width. When Saleng does come into the right side of space, then you've got him looking to offer the width. But the difference then is that Saleng occupies it further up the field. And then when you move on then and have a look at Saleng, who is one of their key players and has been Orlando Pirates' best players, moves in between the lines laterally, so he doesn't just occupy the right wide channel and the right sided half space, but he does also look to drift in between the lines for this Orlando Pirates side. Another key player then, you have a look at Jukamanja up front. When you have a look at Jukamanja then, this is a player then who scored majority of his goals with his head. So he's very deadly then with regards to set pieces and crosses as well. Is an aerial threat as much as he is short, but he's got very good spring, and also then with regards to the movement that he is able to make in behind, sometimes come short and look then to link up play for this Orlando Pirates side. So that is Orlando Pirates then with regards to what do they look like in possession. Also then with regards to their key players. When it comes to set pieces then, I have seen that Saleng becomes quite key, Dlamini as well, because they are the ones then that look then to deliver those balls into the box. Another aspect of this Orlando Pirates side with regards to their strength then, it is offensive transitions. Considering the amount of speed that they have and the type of players that they have. Also when it comes to set pieces, and as of late they've been scoring a lot of goals from set pieces, and not just from the first phase, but from second phase and third phase as well. They're also quite dangerous when it comes then to that regard. So that is Orlando Pirates then with regards to what do they look like, their strengths, and also then when they are in possession and some of their key players as well. With Orlando Pirates then, with regards to their block, so they do tend to often employ a mid-block. So what they would look like then with regards to their mid-block, they'd be sitting somewhere around there. When they do decide to press, it's often one, and then you'd have the number 10 looking just behind. Sometimes what you will see then is both of them looking to go, but in most cases it is often looking to press with one when they do decide to press. But for large parts of the game then, without the ball, they do look then to employ a mid-block. So that is this Orlando Pirates side then with regards to what do they look like then without the ball, and their defensive scheme as well. When you do have a look at this Orlando Pirates side then, they do become quite vulnerable with regards then to defending then crosses and set pieces. So as much as they are very good at them, but they also struggle and show vulnerability with regards then to defending them. And also when you look at wide penetration and wide overloads, they do tend to struggle in that regard. So that is Orlando Pirates then with regards to how they impose themselves from a tactical and a technical perspective, and as well as the personnel involved. Moving on then right along, when you have a look at Sekhukhune United, with this Sekhukhune United side, they do play then a 4-3-3. So they're 4-3-3. They do play then with 2 8s who look to occupy pockets of space within the half spaces as high as possible within the field. But let's look at the personnel. So in goals then, you do have Sangare, who does start in goals for this Sekhukhune United side. At right back, you've got Mobi. And then as the right side at centre back, you've got Jima, you've got Cardoso, and then you've got Ntiantia. So that is Sekhukhune United with regards to their defensive line. Moving on then right along within the heart of midfield, you've got Mokotjo. In the heart of midfield, you've got Mncube there. Within the left-sided half space, then you'd have Sami Siabi. Up top, you do have Huhizo. Off the right-hand side, you've got Mkwana, and then you've got Litswalo. So when you look at this Sekhukhune United side, they do look to build up from very deep, but what do they look like? So what you would see then is both of their wide men looking to offer maximum width with regards to the pocket of space that they look to occupy. And then what becomes interesting then is how you'd see these two fullbacks looking to invert. So you'd have the centre backs there. So the fullbacks would be looking to invert. And that is the shape that you'd see from this Sekhukhune United side with regards to how they look to build up. You'd have your striker there. You'd have the 2 8s who'd be looking to come further up. So within build-up, that's what they would look like. Similar picture then within second phase. And then within third phase, what you do see then, it does become then a 2-3-5 offensive scheme where you've got the fullbacks that have inverted. So the advantages of this then is an overload within the heart of midfield. So they do tend to outnumber the opposition, and also then creating that wide channel and that wide passing lane into the winger from the centre back. If, for example, it is on the right hand side, that's what it does, because then him coming in takes that man away a lot of the times, because if then he doesn't come, then you've got a free man, can look to play Mobi. Mobi then from deep does look then to play those line breaking passes where he is looking to progress the ball. but if he does stay with him, then it does create that passing lane. What this then does then is that it creates qualitative superiority situation where then you've got your winger going 1v1 within the wide channel with their fullback. So that's what it does then. Another advantage then of inverting the fullbacks then and seeing sort of this 2-3 shape is that this feeds in then into their rest defense. So what do I mean by that? So a lot of the times then what becomes key once you've lost the ball becomes your rest defense, and how organized and how prepared are you then to be able then to break down the opposition offensive transitions and counter attacks as well. So this Sekhukhune United side often have 5 men behind the ball with the 2 center backs, and then you've got your 2 fullbacks, and then you've got Mokotjo there. So a key player then within this Sekhukhune United side then is Mokotjo, especially considering then what he offers this Sekhukhune United side at the base within the heart of midfield. Plays as a lone pivot and has very good passing range with regards then to how he looks to progress the ball. Can play those line breaking passes where he's looking for his more creative players. He can look to switch play, so be it short passes, long passes, very, very good. How he reads the game within the heart of midfield, and how then he also looks to break down play within the heart of midfield. So that is Sekhukhune United with regards to what do they look like in possession, a key player of theirs, and also then their strength as well. When you do then have a look at how they look to press, so they look to press with 3 men. So within their 4-3-3 shape, this is what they look to press like. So this Orlando Pirates side would open up like that. So they'd look then to press with this 3-man, and it becomes a very narrow 3-man press. What also becomes key here then is often the cover shadow of these 3. And what I mean by cover shadow then is being able then to block the passing lanes into players then who are further up the pitch that Orlando Pirates would be looking to find then in between the lines against this Sekhukhune United side. That is Sekhukhune then with regards then to their shape and how they look to press as well. Without the ball, what do they look like? So without the ball then, when you have a look at this Sekhukhune United side, they do sit then within their 4-3-3, where then the 2 lines of 3 become very key with regards to the work that they put in without the ball. Be it when they look to press or when they are sitting a bit deeper within a mid block or within a low block, they become quite key then. And what you would see then is that whenever you do have situations where then there are those wide overloads, that is where then both these men, be it either the winger or the 8, they'd be looking to assist. Most times it is the winger that would be looking to drop. So that is Sekhukhune United then with regards to what do they look like from a tactical and a technical perspective as well. As well then also when you have a look at the personnel and players then that can come off the bench, so they do have a couple of good players who can always come off the bench and look then to make an impact. So that is Sekhukhune United, that is Orlando Pirates. Very, very interesting encounter going into this one, especially considering that Sekhukhune United are looking for the 3 points to ensure then that they can cement their place within the top 8. With Orlando Pirates, then they are looking to cement that 2nd position so that they can play CAF football next season. What's also very interesting then is that this is then the final of the Nedbank Cup. So this then you'd look at this as a dress rehearsal, you know. But at home, do let me know, what do you make of this DStv Premiership encounter where you've got Orlando Pirates taking on Sekhukhune United? Who do you think will walk away with all 3 points? Will it be Orlando Pirates? Will it be Sekhukhune United? Or will it be a draw, a point apiece? I think that Orlando Pirates are walking away with all 3 points. And I do foresee a 1-0 scoreline in favor of Orlando Pirates. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Liolo. Signing out.